welcome to the Tattoo Wake Up Call, where we talk about all the difficult shit that nobody wants to talk about, and if you get offended, then you definitely needed to hear this. So, starting off with today's topic, we're talking about how to actually get an apprenticeship. The way I got my apprenticeship was simple. I showed up, drawing book, and I just kept showing up. They kept saying no, but I kept showing up. And eventually they said, all right, fine, get the broom, sweep the floor. Let's start. That's how my apprenticeship started. How about yours?
I feel like my apprenticeship, it was like mostly me pushing towards it, like looking to get the apprenticeship, like doesn't matter how, I just wanted to get in. Because for me, I didn't have an idea of like how to get inside, this tattoo industry. I always like to like draw and stuff like that and take the time to sit down and draw, but I didn't have an actual book or paperwork where I had my like how do you call it, my drawings so I can show to people. Basically, I just looked to it. I didn't know a lot of stuff, so I feel my best point was the determination on getting inside this industry. You know what I mean? Everything that I know now, basically, I learning through the day to day and getting inside. Like, let's not talk about the school. Let's not talk about the school, because I mean, I did went to
the
school.
tattoo school?
The tattoo school. I did went to a school, but how do you call it? Like, it didn't teach a lot, because mostly what I did, I did it. I learned it mostly what I learned in my house, in my little room, in my efficiency in Hialeah. I learned it there. And once I get to the tattoo school, was basically, how do you call it? Was basically meeting people and knowing how you can get it inside this like tattoo industry, because the school didn't really teach me a lot. It was more like practicing, it made me practice a lot. I was there from like 9 to 6 p.m.
At the tattoo school?
At the tattoo school, yeah.
Oh my God, you went to a tattoo
But
school?
bro, think about it. I did practice more than most of the people that get inside the tattooing. You know what I mean? I practiced for like a straight, bro. We only had like an hour break. And besides that was everything practicing. And I feel like, they give me all the materials. Basically, I didn't have to buy anything. And our teacher were actually tattoo artists. Some of them were a piece of trash. I mean, they weren't good. But the one that really teach me, they were good. You know what I mean? Like my basic color knowledge that I have was a Brazilian like teacher, tattoo artist that I had, and we make a good like team and stuff like that. I like to learn. This is what I say. Like, my determination of like getting inside this thing was so much that people didn't have any other show that got me in there. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to do anything because I didn't know how to move myself inside this tattooing and stuff, because nobody around me were tattoo artists or anything like that. My first tattoos, I did it myself, watching videos on YouTube. You know what I mean? Nobody told me what ink or anything like that, what you do.
So it seems like this is going to end up being a one-man podcast. Somebody here never took an actual real apprenticeship.
I didn't, but think about this. I have never stopped learning, basically. I'm only 3 years inside tattooing, and I'm going to be 4, probably. Yeah, next year I'm going to be 4 years into tattooing. And how do you call it? I'm still learning. I don't stop learning. Basically, I ask you a lot of stuff too. And as I always tell, tattoo school didn't teach me a lot. Don't go to tattoo school, bro. Learn from me. I went, I spent money for nothing, basically, because I learned everything on like courses that I bought.
What are the benefits that you think you got out of tattoo school? Because a lot of people hate tattoo school. Everybody that's in the industry that tattoos and went through a regular apprenticeship hates the idea of a tattoo school.
Yes.
Personally, I'm not a big fan of it because you're trying to learn something in 4 to 8 weeks that takes years to learn.
Yes.
And then they give you a false perspective of what to expect when you go into the industry, where you're going to be going into the industry thinking you know all this stuff, but you really don't. and then you're getting a lot of things wrong right off the bat. You're making a lot of mistakes, but you have that ego now because tattoo school put it in you and it's hard to get rid of it. So from your perspective, what were the benefits of tattoo school?
So, I mean, besides the positive points, like all the negative that you should say right now is true. Because think about it. They told me in like 6 weeks I will be a tattoo artist in that school. That's a month and a half of tattooing. You know what I mean?
Where did you do the tattoo school?
On North Beach, Miami.
North Beach?
Yeah, it was 70. I think it's 79th Street, right after you pass a bridge and everything like that.
Yeah.
Almost. It's like 2 blocks away from like North Beach, actually, right there.
Damn.
Yeah. So the negative points were that like they make you think that you can be a tattoo artist in short amount of time. I think that's wrong for sure. The other negative thing is how they show it to you as a quick thing. They don't get to teach you a lot. You know, they just want to go quick on everything so you can get a little bit of everything, and they want to teach you all the styles that is over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they want to teach you everything, and that can be done because they make you do a tattoo of like each style.
So what are the benefits though?
So the benefit for me was that I had to left my job on the side because the tattoo school was from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. So that's a lot of hours just focusing there. And how I left my work, my old work, I had to be there because I had to. You know what I mean? I had to pass through that and make myself a path through after that school.
So right off the bat, you had to learn sacrifice.
Yes, that was my biggest fear. Because I was making a good amount of money living by myself on Miami, on Hialeah. That is not easy. So I left at work with amount of money every week there. You know, like nobody, they just told me go to here, go to there, my money will be there. That was one thing. I sacrificed my, stable life. After that was learning how to hustle the little bit of money that I need to pay my stuff, because obviously inside there I wasn't making any money for a month and a half.
Yeah.
You know, like paying bills. You know, I had to leave there, get to my house at 7, because you know, like Hialeah traffic, an hour and a half of driving. That was a lot. I learned how to drive more for sure. Living there, getting to my house at 7. Going like, you know, do DoorDash or Uber Eats like from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. You know, like waking up again at the other day at 7 a.m. or something like that. You know, that was another part of my sacrifice because I didn't have time basically for nothing. A good side of it was that my wife till the moment, you know, like she helped me a lot too. So that makes the relationship a lot stronger too. It's something away from tattooing, but that was another positive point for me. You know what I mean? So something else was the amount of connection that I make there. You know, a lot of tattoo artists that I meet that I didn't knew what to do, how to get the license. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know like the different type of needles. I didn't know like the different type of like the different type of like styles that were there. Getting inside a shop, they gave me the opportunity of like just finishing there and getting inside the shop after probably 2 months after I finished. So, but a big point was hustling my money, hustling my shit, cause making no money for like 8 hours and then just you gotta go, you know, make something to pay the rent. The rent was cheap. My car was paid. It was rent and insurance and food. But you know, like you learn that when you, and that's a negative point of like apprenticeship getting inside a tattoo in a tattoo shop, because most of them they're living with the parents, and they don't have an actual responsibility, and they just spend time like doing almost nothing. You know, if they don't
Yeah.
if they don't pick
What,
up
for an apprentice?
for apprentice.
So the truth is about this industry is the majority of tattoo artists, period, or tattooers, whatever you want to call them, the majority of them are not responsible at all whatsoever. So that's why you have a lot of, for lack of a better word, losers in this industry where you have people that aren't really going anywhere. They're not really focusing on their artwork. They're focusing more so on what happens outside of the shop. They come to the shop just to make a quick buck and then they leave. They don't really give a shit about the clients. They don't care about their work. They just care about what they're going to be tattooing tomorrow so that they can make their money. And apprentices come in with that same mindset because they don't understand the importance of the permanence of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Every tattoo that you do is permanent. Every tattoo that you do is going to stick with that person who's getting it forever. You don't have to see it ever again, more than likely, but they do. They have to see it every time they look in the mirror.
That's an actual good point. I feel like people don't get better so like that often, or like a lot of people aren't getting better inside tattooing because they don't have that feeling of like, shit, this is something that is gonna stay there. If I do something bad, you know, it's gonna be under me. They don't think that. They just think like, oh, they're paying me a ton amount of money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just think like, I'm not just do this because like the $150 they're gonna give me or anything like that. But bro, taking care of the little, even the smallest tattoo can teach you something. And people are missing that. They just want to do these new people that are getting inside. I'm telling you that because I'm one of those new ones and I see that around me. You know what I mean? They're just like, I want to do big pieces, big project, big tattoos and stuff like that. But, you know, like, you better have to walk before running. You know, if you do a small tattoo really good, a big one is going to come out better.
I think, so that leads on to the first subject matter, which is when you're getting into tattooing for the first time, you have to actually ask yourself, like, why are you getting into tattooing? What's the reason that you have that you even want to tattoo at all? And some people will fool themselves and they say, oh, it's my calling, it's my life purpose, I've always wanted to do this. No, that's not true. 9 times out of 10, you saw it online or you saw it on Ink Master and you're like, oh, I want to do that. That looks cool. Yeah. And also people, they get a little bit confused as far as the success that comes with tattooing. Yes, you can make a lot of money tattooing, but there's a lot to it. It's not just like you jump in and then boom, you're making a ton of money. It takes a long time to build up a portfolio so that you can get the clients that you want to get, so that you can make the money that you need to make in order to pay your bills and then save up money after that. But a lot of people get confused as far as the reasoning that they have when they're first entering the industry, and that's why a lot of people don't even make it past the apprenticeship as a whole. They get confused where they don't have the right priorities in line. So we've had many apprentices come and go, and it's always the same story. It's, I start out because I love it, and then next thing you know, they're like, oh, this is not for me, or they go, oh, this is too much, this is too intense, this is too much work. It's a lot of work to get better at a skill that requires your hands to improve upon. It's a lot. It takes a lot of effort, and this is not the job, nor is it the career where you go to work and then you leave your work at the shop. You don't do that. You can't do that because you need to prep for tomorrow. You need to prep for the future. You need to improve your skills. So you go home, you better be drawing, you better be designing. Otherwise, you're not going to really be pushing forward in your career. Yeah. That's what a lot of people misconstrue about this industry. This is not, and I think we're going to say this a million times over, but this is not a career or a job. This is a lifestyle. You come into this industry and expect to let it consume you and to become an obsession, a new path in your life. This is now your whole life. There is no, oh, don't worry about that client, don't worry about what you did, and don't worry. No. You go home and you worry about it because now that person has it forever and they have to deal with it. So whatever they have to deal with, you should have to deal with too because you fucking did it.
Yeah. So I do have a point. Like, how times are right now, you know, like where people are selling this idea of like, oh, you gotta quit your 9 to 5 and you gotta do and follow your dreams and stuff like that. I do prefer now that people that if I get an apprenticeship, not now, obviously, for that probably I will have to spend like 20 plus years tattooing so I can teach someone the right way. That's what I feel. But on this time right now, I prefer to someone that told me, oh, this is my only option, rather than, oh, it's because I love this. You know what I mean? Because I feel oh, it's because I love this and I feel this is right for me. Bro, you don't even know what you want right now. You know what I mean? Like, if you told me this is my only way, I'm going for this and I'm losing everything behind. You know what I mean? Like anything that I had, any job, any lifestyle that I had before, I'm losing it because tattooing, I will feel better to accept you as an apprenticeship. You know what I mean? Because that give you a feeling of like responsibility on top of your tattoo career. Because you gotta be good at this, or you're gonna die of like hungry. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you now, with the experience that you currently have,
Uh-huh.
why do you think most apprentices or wannabe apprentices don't get a call back when they come into a shop and they go, hey, I want to be an apprentice, blah, blah, blah? Why do you think they don't get a call back? They don't get a response. They don't get any attention or an acceptance of like, okay, sure, yeah, come. Why do you, like, what are some of the reasons that you think?
I think for me they're lacking how do you call this, attitude. They're lacking of attitude, because drawing is a skill that you practice and master over time. You know what I mean? But attitude goes on you. This is the way that you act. You know, like if you come to me, that mostly of the ones that we already had over here, they were like, oh yeah, no. If you wanna get inside, if you're gonna get inside a shop, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be tattooing. If you wanna get inside anything, you gotta be like excited about it. You know, like bro, I do everything. This is what I know, but I swear to you that I'm gonna sit down next to you every fucking day and I'm gonna learn everything that you told me. I'm gonna take notes. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna be on my house, like drawing and taking notes and learning about tattoo. And most of the people that we get inside here, they don't do that. They come to us like, or mostly to you, they come to you basically saying like, oh yeah, this is what I have. 4 drawings.
Yeah.
You better accept me because I want to be a apprentice. No, like I don't want you here with that fucking vibe. You know what I mean? I don't want you here with that vibe. Like attitude, you gotta have both of them. If you're young, I probably will like give a pardon on like the drawing side. If you're old, like I don't know, like 27, that we know that you have a responsibility, you better be good at drawing, because you're gonna have a hard time tattooing at the beginning. Like the first 3 years, 5 years is gonna be rough. I'm telling you that because I'm going through it. For me, it's going like easy now because the shop and like my improvement and everything like that. But my past 2.5 years were like super hard to like go through. If you're like 27 and we know that you have a house, a car, you got bills to pay. If you don't know how to draw, just stay there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you're too old and you're trying to get an apprenticeship, it's going to be very difficult for you because you already have too many responsibilities that are weighing you down and holding you back in order to make the sacrifices you need to make. For example, if you're a girl and you have a kid and you're a single mom and you want to get an apprenticeship at the age of 28 or 30, good luck. You can do it, but you're gonna have to sacrifice a lot of time and a lot of other things, like for example, simple wants that you take, like simple traditions that you do on like a Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. You're not gonna be able to do Taco Tuesday. Why? Because you're gonna have to draw. Because you're gonna have to complete your tasks for the week. Yeah. And if you do get that Taco Tuesday, you sacrifice that time to enjoy instead of to progress. Yeah. That's what a lot of people mistake. But let's take it back a notch and let's talk real quick about the tattoo artists that are allowing or not allowing the future apprentices to become a part of the industry. There is a stigma about us. There is a stigma that basically paints us in the light of like rock stars. We're not rock stars, all right? We may act like rock stars because we're all artists, yeah, sure, but we're not rock stars. And what that means is, it doesn't mean whether or not a rock star is more important than the regular person, but there's a self-importance or an ego that an artist or a tattoo artist usually has, and they have to let that shit go and see any future apprentices that are coming in through a proper lens. What does that mean? That means any kid that wants to get an apprenticeship, they have the duty of approaching the artist the correct way, yes, but the artist has the duty of seeing from an objective perspective that this person is a kid. They're growing up. Just now they're coming to adulthood, and they want something from you. And a lot of times those things that they want, they're righteous. They're good things. They're things that are coming from the heart. But they themselves don't understand why they want those things in most cases. It's our duty to teach and to inform, not just clients, not just each other, but also future apprentices and future people of this career, the proper way to go down and get an apprenticeship. So for example, if you're getting a DM on a daily basis from multiple people saying, yo, you taking apprentices, that's not the way to hit somebody up about an apprenticeship. The best way to hit somebody up about an apprenticeship is by being formal, but also chill, but also, like you were saying, have some kind of attitude, have some kind of like spice to you. Like, hey, hey, how you doing? I love tattooing. I've always loved it. I love drawing. I practice every night. Here are a few of my drawings. My page is full of them as well. Are you taking apprentices at the current moment? And if you are, what do I need to do to get the apprenticeship? Can we have a sit down? Can we talk? Do you have any time? If not, then I can send you my drawings and you can okay them. Or if I'm not ready yet, then criticize my drawings. Tell me what I need to get further down the line so I'm ready for an apprenticeship if I'm not currently there yet. That's the proper way to approach an artist or a tattooer in order to get an apprenticeship. But there's many ways to approach it, but that's just one of them. It's basically just having respect and having the wherewithal that you're talking to a person, not somebody that's gonna give you something that you just want. Hey, I just want this. So like, yo, you taking apprentices? Just like we get pissed off when clients hit us up like, yo, how much for this tat?
Don't do that.
Motherfucker, like I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, don't do
like,
that.
I don't want to respond to you. I'm not going to respond to you. Yo, how much for this tat? I'm gonna say $10,000. Why? Because I don't want to tattoo you. Already, I don't want to tattoo you.
Yeah, don't do that. So, talking about attitude and stuff, like let's put an example. Like the first time that I came to this shop to ask, like to ask for the spot to over here, like I showed up to the shop. Hey, how are you, man? How is everything? We meet each other. I already knew you from the other shop that I went to. Like, I'm laughing now because that was the second time that you like banned me out of the shop, bro. Like, nah, bro, just get out of here. Just get out of here. But like, the attitude was like a little bit ashamed because I didn't know how to speak that well English. I don't know yet, but I'm a little bit better on that. But I bring my wife with me. I'm like, yo, look, this is my work. This is what I do. Like you told me, yeah, it's good. Like I only have been this for like almost 2 years. By that time, I was like almost 2 years or something into tattooing. You told me like, go draw and bring something to me, so we can see what you draw. I knew that I wasn't capable of drawing, right? But my taking on that situation wasn't, oh man, this guy, no, he don't want me here, blah, blah, blah. I get out of here, bro. I went back to Miami. I'm like, I gotta get better. That way, when I show my work, you know what I mean? I will have that opportunity, or I will have a better chance that they told me yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, I like how I knew you from like time ago and stuff like that, and I love the vibe on the shop and everything like that. I always wanted to get inside the shop, get a spot over here, but I was focusing on like getting my work better. You know what I mean? So by the time that I got here, my work had a difference from the last time that you saw it to that time. You know what I mean? So that always happens. If you get rejected once as apprenticeship, you know, don't quit at the moment. Just get better a little bit. Practice a little bit more. Sleep less. Work till 9. Draw till 9. Like late at night or anything like that. Or at least have the attitude to buy an Amazon kit and practice in Face King. YouTube is full of stuff. I don't say that you should learn out of YouTube, but if you have a little bit more idea of like what you have to do, you got a better chance probably that someone accept you inside the shop.
I'll be honest, a lot of the stuff that I learned from YouTube and from podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't have many people that have taught me in my history in the tattoo industry. Aside from the person that currently tattoos me now, I've asked him a million questions and I've absorbed every single bit of information that he had to share.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have many mentors. My first mentor, the person that accepted me as an apprentice, wasn't super nice.
Yeah.
He was an ex-drug addict and he was kind of an asshole. He treated me like shit, he treated everybody else that worked there like shit, people that are making him money, funny enough. He treated all of us like shit. I didn't really learn anything from him. I learned a little bit from one of the guys that was working at that studio. So my mentor wasn't my mentor. My mentor was one of the artists that worked for my mentor, funny enough. But it's just, it's always going to require more of you.
Yeah. I feel that will be probably another of the requirements that we will have to find a way to make apprenticeship like gay. You know what I mean? Like,
You say gay?
no, get. No, not gay, bro. What the fuck? Bro, how can I see that you can learn by yourself? Because once you get inside tattooing, bro, once you start tattooing, you won't have a tattoo artist, like, no, not every time. You probably will find yourself like a spot where like everyone wants to grow. But I went through tattoo shops where they don't give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? Everything that I learned too, I'm learning from you right now. But like before this, it was everything was self-taught. You know what I mean? Like you have to have the attitude of like standing up next to another tattoo artist, even if you don't ask. Watch videos, follow that. This is something that I always say to anyone that asks me is like, bro, follow every tattoo artist that you like on Instagram. Follow, give a follow to them, and you're gonna see every day you're gonna see a different post of them, of like probably how they do it, the way that they move the hand, the way that they have the needle out, what needle are they using, what type of machine are they using, what brand of needle are they using, the ink sets, how many inks they got over there. You have to learn by yourself too, because you won't find a shop where everyone is gonna teach you. After you start tattooing, everyone stops, because that's something that is happening.
Just had a question from
Sure.
somebody. So, and Maggio wants to know what's your hourly rate. So like hourly rates are a little bit deceptive.
Yeah.
I don't work off of hourly rates because I can get more done in an hour than most other artists. So I usually do half days and full days. And if it's a smaller tattoo, then I just prorate it and I charge whatever I charge for that. But my half day is $850, my full day is $1,500. Everybody's a little bit different. For him, it's $700 and $1,200, so that's the difference right there. And my minimum is $250, so I usually stay within those bounds.
Yeah, no, like I don't feel that our rates work as much right now, because, I mean, think about it. You may have someone like me. I get really picky with the details and the tattoos and stuff like that, and like I may take a little bit more or on a piece and less in another one. You know what I mean? I don't see that kind of fares that much.
Yeah.
I'd rather do like, hey, we got a day to do this much, and I'm gonna focus on just that part, and it will be $1,200 for the whole day.
Yeah.
And then we got like another day, and I'm gonna focus this part. I feel like I would rate it gives you a little bit on the waiting of like when he's gonna finish. Because if I charge you by hour, I might take the whole day. Like we're gonna start 11 a.m. You're gonna finish like 1 a.m. at the middle of the night. You know,
you
like
charge them forever. It's not.
It's
It's better to have a nice solid schedule that you could work off of and stay consistent with. But moving back to the apprenticeships thing, so let's separate these into two categories. There's two different types of apprenticeships that you can take on. Number one is the simple one, which is the very beginning. You're starting off and you don't have anything. You haven't done anything. You're not an artist, really. You haven't done any tattoos, or you've done a couple at home, whatever. I did when I was starting.
Yeah, I did myself a lot of tattoos.
Yeah,
too.
and I tattooed myself a lot. But there's two different types of apprenticeships. There's the apprenticeship where you're starting from scratch, and then there's the apprenticeship where you're not just looking for an apprenticeship, but you're looking for a mentor. So you're already tattooing, you're already working, but you need to get better, and you need somebody that's above you or better than you that has skill sets that they can teach you so that you can improve from where you are to where you want to be. That's two different types of apprenticeships. The way to get both is the same. Being polite, being respectful, and having a solid portfolio. It doesn't mean tattoos. It means drawings. It means artwork. Artwork that you can present and say, this is where I'm at currently. Because your ability to tattoo grows over time because it's a technical ability, just like drawing on canvas is a technical ability. It takes time to learn how to use that properly, but when it comes to your artwork, that's something you have to do on your own, and that's something that you have to improve continuously, because you're only able to improve, you're only able to tattoo as good as you could draw. And once you hit that mark, you have to learn how to draw better in order to improve your tattoos. It's all about many things, the fundamentals primarily, but composition, perspective, color work, line work, shading, contrast, all that stuff. So all those things together make up a tattoo. It's not just, oh, clip art, oh, Pinterest, oh, this and that, which is what I see a lot of people doing, and then they lose their stencil and then they lose their mind along with it, or they start fucking sweating.
Yeah.
But there's so much that goes into it, and a lot of those things you will learn in the shop, but the majority of those things you'll learn on paper by yourself when you're working.
I have a question for you, and it has to be with like how, like, because this is something that I will like love that someone told me back in time. How do you think that you can choose your, like, not choose, but like, yeah, basically choose where to go to choose to get a mentor? You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of kids that want to start tattooing, obviously some of them they don't have the mind to go and like do it by themselves.
Yeah.
And they want to go and do it on an actual shop, but they don't know where to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that's simple. That's like picking a college, for example. So when you go to pick a college, how do I choose the proper mentor so I can learn the proper things? When you're picking a college and you're picking a career within that college, the college that feels right is the one that you're going to naturally gravitate towards, but the field that you're going to study will determine whether or not that college is right for you. So the best way to choose a mentor or an artist that's going to teach you what you need to learn is whether or not they do the things you like, period. So black and gray realism, for example, if you like somebody that does black and gray realism and you want to learn black and gray realism, they might be the right person for you. Reach out to them. But your drawings need to reflect black and gray realism. You can't draw anime all day and then ask black and gray realism artists to mentor you. They're going to look at you and say, go hit up somebody that does anime. Doesn't make sense for you to contact me. Stuff like that. And also you can't just pick whoever you can get. You can't do that. You have to be persistent and pick the right person to teach you so that they can teach you the right things. It's not just, oh, let me just get anywhere wherever I can get in. It's not hard to get an apprenticeship. It really isn't. All you have to do is be polite, be respectful, and be persistent.
Yeah.
That's it. A lot of people overcomplicate it.
That's true. Something that happened to us lately, the last month, I think it was, is that we had someone trying to get inside the shop, but that kid was getting tattoos from like another shop that all of his tattoos were from another person and he was trying to get an apprenticeship with us. Like, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel about that? Because I wouldn't like it. I mean, if I get tattoos for someone and I want to learn how to tattoo, I obviously have some trust on that person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it will like. I don't feel it right to go to another place to get an apprenticeship. You know why? He even get tattoos with us. You know, like, how do you feel about that? Like, what's you?
Well, all right. So that person that came in for an apprenticeship, they are getting tattooed somewhere else currently, and a lot of people get tattooed in many places. The majority of the time, the reason why you get tattooed in a certain place, most of the time, is because of the money. Because I know the person that's tattooing him, and I know that he doesn't charge that much. So he's getting tattooed with Homeboy because he's charging him cheap. Maybe he's known him for a while too, and he's cutting him deals and everything. So wrapping up, so how do you get an apprenticeship? It's gonna be very straightforward. You walk into a shop, you have a ready-made portfolio with sketches, drawings, finished drawings, half-finished drawings. It doesn't matter. The point is we need to see where you're at artistically, not tattooing-wise. We don't care if you tattooed or not. I personally don't give a damn. If you tattooed at the house, great, awesome, perfect. Don't show me that. I don't really care. I just want to see your drawings. Secondly, be respectful. Know who you're going to ask. Know their work. Hopefully you've been following them for a while. If you haven't, then you got some things to fix. Next up would be how to conduct yourself within a studio. Like I said before, we're not rock stars, all right? We're just people. We're artists, and we're a little bit different, but we're not rock stars. We're not above you. We're not better than you, but we do demand respect. Why? Because we worked really, really hard to get to where we are at this moment, currently. And then the most important thing is being persistent. When somebody says no, it doesn't mean no forever. It means no right now because you're just not ready. And you have to understand that. You have to understand that currently where you are right now might not be the spot you need to be at to ask that person that you want to ask whether or not they're going to give you an apprenticeship. So you need to be persistent. You need to continue down that same path, keep drawing, keep improving, and then keep showing up. Those are going to be the most important things in order to get you your apprenticeship. And then lastly, understand the reasons why you're even asking for an apprenticeship in the beginning. Is it for the right reasons? Is it because it's your way out of your current 9-to-5? Or is it because you actually truly want to pursue a career in art? I want to specify that. In art, not in tattooing, in art. Tattooing is secondary to art, okay? So understanding those things about whether or not your reasons are correct or the right ones is going to either get you the apprenticeship or not. You have anything to say to close up?
So for those kids that want to get inside tattooing, as a kid that just is on the first step of tattooing, bro, be loyal and be true to yourself. There is a lot of people lying about tattoos and tattooing and like the tattooing career. Having attitude, put yourself in a situation that you don't want to be. Risk something so you can be loyal to your tattooing career. Hard time is gonna come. If you get inside tattooing, hard time is gonna come. You just have to pass through, bro. You just keep driving, keep doing what you love, and the right moment is gonna come to you anyways. This tattooing, something really hard to accept on tattooing is that this is a career that takes time. You know, this is a career for life. You won't be the greatest one in 3 years, in 5 years. It may take you 50, it may take you 20, 25. But if you really love what you do, because you're gonna feel it in your heart when you're doing whatever you like to do. Okay, you're gonna start laughing by yourself, you know, alone and everything like that. You're gonna enjoy that process of like having those hard moments through the career. So if you really love what you're doing, just stick with it, be true, show your work, do content media, do social media, do content, laugh, meet people, and do great relationship inside this industry. Because a lot of people are just thinking they're the best, and they forget to like actually have a communication with other like tattoo artists. And you know, art doesn't get by yourself. I feel like art it's better when you like share it with another tattoo artist. If you do collabs, if you do like big projects between people, even to learn like how to tattoo well, I feel like with all the people makes the path even easier. You know what I mean? So just be fucking true and have an attitude.
Lastly, one of the major things that I see wrong with incoming apprentices or even tattooers overall is getting over yourself. Let your ego go. What that means is you're going to be getting a lot of criticism for your artwork. Understand that that's not a personal thing. It's purely, let's just call it business. It's just business. If you want to progress, if you want to get better, you have to swallow your pride and you have to understand that you might suck. And that's okay. And then secondly, you have to understand where you stand. We don't owe you anything. We don't know you. Yeah. You are nothing to us. Not that as a person you don't exist, but as far as our world is concerned, you don't exist in it. So with every new step in life, with every new milestone that you want to achieve in life, you have to understand that the amount of work that's required for you to get to that milestone and achieve it or accomplish it is insurmountable from your perspective until you actually internalize the work required to get there. But you can get there. You just have to work towards it. You can't just say, I want it, so therefore I have it. This is not the secret, all right? This is not the law of attraction. This is none of that. This is you work for it, you get it. You don't work for it, you don't get it. You only get as much as you put in. That's as simple as I could put it. Be persistent, be respectful, and show the fuck up.
And this is Wood and Heart Tattoo, baby. Get it?